think it was our last segment last night, actually, that Joe Judge, we were surprised that his name was not on the list of
but I didn't think
coaches.
he was out of the woods, though. Because
I agree.
Right. I didn't
and I think I even mentioned it could happen some other time this week, and it happened today. And look, the bottom line is this, Rob. I think even if they had not done this today, let's say they went into their GM search and Joe Judge was still standing, you have got to give your next GM the power to move on from Judge if he wants. Because if he doesn't like Judge, and then after a year he gets rid of him because the owner want him to keep Judge, that sets you back a whole year.
But
right?
Let me say this. Yeah, let me say this. That's what they did in Detroit. They hired Bob Quinn from the Patriots as the GM. He kept Jim Caldwell, Chris, for 1 year. Remember, they went 9-7. He was saying
9-7.
And 9-7 isn't good enough. Remember that? It ain't good enough.
Yeah.
Then he goes out and hires Matt Patricia, the pencil, from New England as well. And I bring this up because this fits in with what we're talking about. And Joe Judge is another one of these Bill Belichick disciples. Can we stop with the disciples? When will people learn, Chris? Bill Belichick's coaching tree is dead, is firewood. Come on, guys, stop it. It's like the Sean McVay. Anybody who had a cup of coffee and a sweet roll, they were given a job to. Stop with Bill Belichick's disciples. These guys think they're Bill Belichick. You know, Flores is under that tree too, Chris, and he had probably the most success, or one of the most success, right, from a Bill Belichick.
I can read you the 7 Belichick disciples and how they've done if you want it.
Yeah, I want it.
I know you were mid-rant, so I don't want to interrupt you.
No, because I'm done with the Belichick stuff.
Right.
If I'm an owner or general manager, and stop, like they threw out Jim Caldwell, and it was a New England front office guy hiring a New England coach, and they're going to bring in all these ex-Patriots rejects, and it was a disaster. How many times you got to do that? It
really was a disaster.
It was a disaster
from the backwards hat to the pencil to everything else, to the press conferences with the media, everything. But here's the Belichick coaching tree. For those that might think Rob is hating, he's not. This is just fact. Romeo Crennel, 32-63, 1 winning season, never made the playoffs. Josh McDaniels, big name. A lot of people love Josh McDaniels. 11-17, no winning seasons.
And don't forget, Chris, he got busted by the league for recording team signals. You remember that? That's what he got caught recording team signals in London, and the owner of the Broncos was furious. That's how he wound up getting fired.
Right. Here's another one. Matt Campbell. 13-29-1, 0 winning seasons. Eric Mangini, who we love, but 33-47, 2 winning seasons. That puts him near the top. A 1 playoff appearance. Joe Judge, 10-23, 0 winning seasons. And here are the 2 most successful. You might put Mangini in there. We'll see. But the number one, the one guy that really has been successful, and his legacy there was tainted a bit, Bill O'Brien. 52-48, that's barely over 500, but 5 winning seasons in Houston, Rob, and 4 playoff appearances. And he won 2 playoff games. I mean, O'Brien was pretty good. He couldn't get him over the hump.
No, but he got 4 out of 5 playoffs. That's what I was talking about when people were trashing the Texans, and I was like, dude, they go to the playoffs. Let's not act like they didn't.
I agree. To act like they were this horrible franchise.
Franchise was not fair.
And to be honest, I throw Deshaun in that group. Now, I know they got a new regime, and O'Brien's gone, and he doesn't like the new regime, but still, they're not a joke franchise.
Exactly. You don't make the playoffs 4 out of 5 years with the coach, and you're a terrible franchise. And then who's the other guy? Flores?
Here's the other one, Brian Flores. 24-25, which doesn't sound magical. However, his last 2 seasons, right? Remember he was there 3 years.
Right.
His first season there, they won 5 games. Everybody thought they were going to tank the whole season,
Tank for
right?
Tua, wasn't
right.
that
was it. That was the theme. And he rallies them, and they win 5 games over the second half of the season. And now you're thinking, okay, this dude is pretty good. And then the next 2 years, including this one, they have winning seasons. He goes 19-14 over his last 2 years. And Rob, he is the first coach in Dolphins history, or it's for the Dolphins,
right,
since 2003 to win, to have back-to-back winning seasons. Think about that.
It's been a bad
So he
franchise.
didn't get fired for his football coaching.
No, they can't get along with
there
him.
now. Exactly. Right. It's the relationships. Didn't get along with the GM. Didn't get along with Tua.
But part of that, Chris, too, is he fired a lot of assistants. He was tough to get along with. And
man, that was the thing that, look, GM
that's a red flag.
and the coach aren't getting together or getting along. I might say, well, you could pick either side, right? But when you have had 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years, and I think 2 defensive coordinators, then, Rob, it's like if you get married and divorced 4 times, it's you.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I
you.
Agree.
I hate to say it that way.
No, but you can have one or two, where things don't go right. In my case, just one, and it'll always be just
so we
one,
don't know. So the jury's out.
The jury's out on me.
Whose fault it was? I don't know.
I'm a great guy. Who wouldn't want to be married to me? Are you kidding? Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right, and that's what I'm saying. There's too much movement there. Those are people that he hired, Chris, or at least had a hand in hiring. So for him to move away from those people tells you that there's friction and relationships. Okay, so I think that's what they saw.
So I think Bill O'Brien clearly number 1 on the Belichick tree. You can make an argument for Mangini. He did have 2 winning seasons and a playoff appearance. Or you can make an argument for Brian Flores because he had the better overall record. But bottom line, Rob, as you said, if you just think, I'm hiring a Bill Belichick disciple. Right. This guy's been in the trenches with Belichick. He's been in the meetings. He knows how Belichick does it. He's going to bring that culture to us.
That Patriots way, yes.
Right. Is that part of the problem, though, Rob? Because Belichick, and I say he's the GOAT, but I've always compared New England under Belichick to Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA. I think they're the same, all right? And Popovich is a hard-driving coach, not great with the media, same with Belichick, right? And Popovich would always tell you, Rob, he would thank Tim Duncan for allowing him to coach him. Because you got an all-time great, your best player, and he's allowing you to yell at him, not really give him superstar treatment, and everybody else has to fall in line. Same thing with Belichick. He had Tom Brady. Brady allowed him to coach him. And even once he became a superstar, and that made everyone else fall in line when you got this guy who's won all these Super Bowls, letting a guy yell at him and coach him hard and all that. But Rob, you think Popovich will even make the playoffs again?
Right.
I mean, Duncan's gone. And Pop used to always say, I'm retiring when he's gone. Maybe he should have, because the Spurs aren't very good.
But you know what? It's hard to give up that.
Kawhi.
It's hard to give up that long paper, man.
Right. Exactly.
It's easier said than done when you're making that kind of money, Chris, and you're like,
no doubt.
I'm giving it up. I do want to give up.
Look, you can't mess with Pop's legacy, Rob.
No.
But he ain't helping it. I think it's always, and he lost Kawhi. Remember, Kawhi wasn't buying that style.
Yeah,
Kawhi
and that was
Leonard,
the first time that there was a break of ranks with Pop, and you had to look at it, and the guy was talking about his own personal health. So there's something there.